Om, Om, yeah. Om, good. Om, Om, yeah. This, okay. That is even more comfortable. Yeah. When meditation is over, you may go and put the switches on. Yeah. Ganānaṃ tvā ganapatigum havāmahe kavim kavīnāmupamasravastamam jyeshṭharājam brahmanām brahmanaspata ānashruṇvannotibhissedasadhanam Shri Mahāganādhipataye namaha Sadāṣivasamārambhām Śaṅkarācārya-madhyamām Asmadācārya-paryantām Vandē Guru-paramparām. Sit upright. Now examine the arrangement of the spine, neck and the head. They are in the same line as the blessed Lord Shri Krishna says, Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam. That is the advice of the blessed Lord Shri Krishna. Kaya is the trunk of the body. Shiro is the head, connected by Griva, the neck. Now look at these three connected now, having the shape of J, inverted J. Like the handle of an umbrella. That is the Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam. You check for yourself, sit reclining, normally the way we sit. You sit reclining and now check the position of the backbone, neck and head. It resembles yes, English letter yes, a bit elongated yes. This is how we normally sit. When you sit this way, you may notice the diaphragm above the tummy, the diaphragm presses onto the two lungs from below, and from above the shoulders press onto the two lungs. Now the lungs are in this position, they are constricted below and also above. Only the middle part of the lungs are fully functional. in absorbing oxygen and throwing out carbon dioxide. This is how we normally sit. You examine this sitting position. Notice that the lungs are pressed upwards from below and pressed downwards from above. Thereby, the upper lobe of the lungs and the lower lobes are not fully utilized. They will have residual air. Only the middle portion is functioning fully. You notice that? This is how we sit normally. And also you may notice the breath is shallow. This is the wrong posture. We are accustomed to this, but unfortunately, this is the wrong posture of sitting. Over a long time, this sitting posture itself causes health issues. So please understand that posture, which is like yes, starting from the base of the spine. The spine is curved like S, and the curve takes the other turn at the neck and goes up. Now you sit upright. And notice the J, inverted J, samam kaya shiro grivam dharayan achalam sthiraha. That is what Bhagavan says. So you are sitting upright and you are not moving. Now examine the lungs. The lower lobes are fully open, fully expanded and open to absorb oxygen and throw out carbon dioxide. Same is the case with the upper lobes. And without any effort, the breath becomes deeper. It is not shallow anymore. And now there is a 3 to 5% increase in oxygenation. Three to 5% increase in the supply of blood to the head, to the brain. And if you measure with a BP instrument, the blood pressure will be down by 5 to 10 counts. This just by sitting in this posture. Your health will improve, and also the alertness improves. You examine one more time, sit reclining. Now notice that the heart has to pump the blood to the brain through a curved path. because of the S shape. You can see the shape, S shape. The heart has to pump up through the S shape. Now sit upright. And now the heart pumps the blood up in a straight path to the brain. Therefore, the brain receives 3 to 5% more blood, same amount of extra oxygen, and blood pressure comes down a bit. And now you notice the alertness also as you sit upright. This is self-knowledge, Atma Bodha. Now you know something about yourself. You made a beginning. Self-knowledge. Now, this understanding, you may call it knowledge, this knowledge is direct. It can be categorized as direct perception, because what all the speaker said, you can directly perceive in yourself. Direct perception, immediate understanding, not mediate knowledge. You know something about yourself. And you may also notice that this understanding, this direct perception, is not the knowledge that accumulates. This is not like the knowledge of physics or chemistry or mathematics or Sanskrit grammar, etc., which accumulates in the brain cells. This is not like that. You can see the difference yourself. This is not accumulated knowledge. This is learning. Bodha. Learning about myself. Ātmabodhaḥ. Just by sitting upright this way without moving, I can see a transformation in myself, in the entire organism, in the physical dimension and also psychological dimension, in the sense that you are more alert and mind is rather calm. Sitting this way, meaning upright sitting, still sitting without any movement. And mind also is rather calm. There are no discursive thoughts, just the quiet mind. And finally, you are very alert. There is a transformation in the physical, psychological, and spiritual dimensions. Spiritual meaning you are alert. Mind is calm. The physiology has improved for the better. Sitting this way for a certain length of time every day is meditation. Not just the beginning of the meditation only, it is the meditation. You may take inspiration from Bhagavan's words, samam kayashiro grivam dharayan achalam sthiraha. And sit upright quietly. That is meditation. No restriction of place or time, anywhere, anytime. Relax. Sit at ease. And slowly open the eyes. Om Tapobhiḥ kṣīṇapāpānāṃ śāntānāṃ vītarāgiṇām Mumukṣūṇāmapekṣyo'yamātmabodho vidhīyate. Ātmabodhaḥ is the most beautiful text, prakarana text, authored by Shankara Bhagavad-Pada, and it is the first, foremost, and the last prakarana text. If you study Ātmabodha, you have studied the entire Vedanta Shastra in a nutshell. Please come. Welcome. And if you did not study Ātmabodha, even after finishing the entire Brahma Sutra also, your study remains incomplete. There cannot be a better text than Ātmabodhaḥ. sometimes I make this complaint that in the Vedanta circles, they present Ātmabodha together with the Tattvavidananda, Tattvavidananda and Ātmabodha, like that they present. And the people get an impression that it is one of the preliminary texts, like Tattvavidananda. And thereby they miss the whole point of Ātmabodha. It is not a preliminary text, it is an all-encompassing text. And I also recommend that some of these verses which touch your heart, which make you feel very good, oh, this verse is beautiful, this is a guide for life. That feeling you get as you study, wherever you get that feeling, you mark that verse and make it an inspiration verse for you. I am inspired by the very first verse. I am telling about myself. Many more verses will come like that. And make it your verse. You just memorize it. You read it a few times, it becomes memorized. Simple verses. Sometimes even one half of the verse is enough. And that kind of an inspiration this text can give. And sometimes we wonder, Shankara, who wrote Prasthanatraya Bhashyas, how could he put the entire vision in such simple words, in a few verses, in a small text? Sometimes we wonder. And before me, I have a commentary, called Tika. In this book I have it. It is called Vedanta Saraha, that is the Tika. Now you know the importance of the text. The commentator called his commentary with the name Vedanta Saraha, means the entire essence of Vedanta has come in the commentary, means in the text itself. And the author of the commentary is Padmapadacharya, the direct disciple of Shankara. So that is the commentary I have. And so that talks volumes about the beauty of this text, that Padmapada has chosen to write a commentary on this prakarana only, not all other prakaranas. Suppose if it is Anandagiri Tika, then you don't get that spirit by saying Anandagiri wrote a commentary on it. Because Anandagiri wrote commentary on everything. On all prakaranas he wrote. On the entire Prasthanatraya Bhashya he wrote. In fact, Anandagiri had a kind of a vow that I will comment upon every word written by Shankara. Therefore, that is very common to all, whereas Padmapada is different. And so he wrote commentary for this, as far as I know. He did not write to any other text. So that is the beauty of this text. Then the word Atmajñānaṃ, it can be called Atmajñānaṃ. The word is used any number of times by Shankara himself. And all people use it. Very commonly they use Atmajñānaṃ. These are standard expressions. Atmajñānaṃ, Ishvara Bhaktihi. You don't say Ishvara Jnanam, Atma Bhaktihi. You don't say like that. You don't hear such expression anytime. You hear only Atma Jnanam and Ishvara Bhaktihi. Those expressions are reserved like that. So there Ishvara is Saguna Brahma. Therefore, you still have that sense of a person in you. I am a person separate from the whole. That sense you have. Therefore, the first step will be to use that sense to worship Saguna Brahma. Therefore, that is mental worship, not physical. Physical is there, but not part of the Vedanta. Therefore, that mental worship called Bhaktihi. So, you don't say Ishvara Karma as much as you say Ishvara Bhaktihi. So that mental worship of Ishvara, the Saguna Brahma, because you still retain a little sense of dualism. So that is how it is used, Ishvara Bhaktihi. But when it comes to Atma, it is realization, Atmajñānaṃ. Quite often it is used. And it is used to mean the same as Brahmajñānaṃ. That expression also you hear. Both mean the same. Only difference is the Brahma is the reality of the world around you, the reality of the universe around you. The reality of that universe, you know it. It is called Brahmajñānaṃ. And the reality of your innermost self, you know it. It is called Atmajñānaṃ. But then there are no two realities. It is only one reality. Therefore, Brahmajñānaṃ is same as Atmajñānaṃ. That is Advaya. That is the one without the second. Are they two? No, they are not two. We arrived in two different directions. From the world direction we have arrived at Brahmajnana. From the self direction we have arrived at Atmajnana, but we have arrived at the same point. Therefore Brahmajnanam is same as Atmajnanam. Swami Vivekananda gave an interesting example. You take a ball and leave an ant below, it crawls up. Another ant below, it crawls up from the other side. They arrive at the same point. Therefore, Atmajnanam is same as Brahmajnanam. Therefore, those words are used. But Shankara, even while using Jnanam of Brahman or of Atman, he uses some other expression. More often than not. When it comes to Brahma, he uses avagati, brahmavagatihi. That is how he calls it. Brahmavagatihi. So in Brahma Sutra, Brahma Jignasa also, jnanena hi pramanena avagantumishtam brahma. That is how he explains the jignasa. So there he makes a small difference between, a crucial difference between jnana and avagati. Jnana is you know it, but avagati means you understand it deep within. There is a difference. To make this difference clear, I present it this way. Jnana is what you know here, avagati is what you understand here. Okay? So, knowledge, understanding. I make a difference between the two. Knowledge accumulates. You accumulate. You need it, you have to accumulate. So without accumulating, how can you practice any profession? Whether it is banking or finance or engineering or medicine, for any profession, you need accumulation of knowledge. To lead life, you need accumulation of knowledge. Okay? Just I am telling you what is accumulation. You see, there are many movies in which the hero married to the heroine and then have children also, and they are going in a car. There is an accident of the car and the hero is injured. The heroine and children are safe. Car is gone. Hero is injured and he is in hospital. And he is injured only here. And therefore there is a white bandage around his head in the movie. And there is a red spot here. Okay, you remember all that. And now he opens, the doctor and family members are anxiously waiting on the bedside, and at last he opens his eyes. They are all very happy that he has opened his eyes, come out of that unconscious state. But then he says, and then he starts talking. After they're talking, he responds. He asks, who is this lady? He asks like that about the heroine. And who are these children? Very beautiful, nice children. That is what he says. And about parents also, namaskar. Who are you, sir? Like that he says. So that means what? All the accumulated knowledge is gone because of the accident. Now you know what is accumulated knowledge. So without accumulated knowledge, You cannot even go to your home. You cannot live with your family. Even to know your wife, children, etc., my family members, you need accumulated knowledge. And for the profession, you need accumulated knowledge. Suppose you want to do Rudrabhishekam. Om Namaste Rudramanyava Utota Ishave Namaha. Like that you go on doing Abhishekam. All that is accumulated knowledge. Without accumulation, how will you do Rudrabhishekam? So we need accumulated knowledge for everything in life. For everything in life. For life, normal worldly life, for religious life, and for family life, for social life. Even after this class is over, you have to go to your homes. For that also you need accumulated knowledge. And to drive a car, you need accumulated knowledge. This is accelerator, this is brake, this is a steering wheel. All that knowledge you need. Without knowledge, what will you be able to do? So there is no life without this knowledge. And all that knowledge is accumulated knowledge. Even the university, if you join the university, it is all accumulated knowledge. You go there to accumulate the knowledge, and it takes time. It's a time-bound process. That's why you need a semester. And then 2 semesters makes it 1 year. Then 4 years makes it a degree here. And then another 3 years makes it post-graduation. Internship takes 2 years. Like this, it is time-bound process, and that is accumulation of knowledge. You understand? Students come to study Vedanta. And then Acharyas take up the job of teaching Vedanta to students. Generally I complain like this, please bear with me. Most of the Acharyas and almost all the students put Vedanta into the category of accumulated knowledge. Why do they do so? Because that is what they are doing whole life. And Vedanta is one more branch of knowledge in which you accumulate the knowledge. It is one more. Whole life is accumulation of knowledge, and Vedanta cannot be anything different. Therefore now Vedanta requires a certain amount of time to finish, because it is accumulated knowledge. Like a semester, 2 semesters, 2 years, 3 years, like that. Therefore, on this basis, we have 2-year Vedanta courses, 3 months Vedanta course, and course, the word course I am using. I am not using retreat. Because in retreat, the aim is not to accumulate. Some other aim is there. I will come to that. So I am talking of course. Course is like MSc course, PhD course, not PhD, BA course, like that. Diploma course. Accumulated knowledge. So 3-year course, 4-year course, 5-year course. This is all accumulation of Vedanta knowledge. So you select texts. In the first year, these texts we will complete. Like that. Bhagavad Gita is completed in 4 years. It will be going on and on and on. The last text you will complete, that is the conclusion, and that is Brahma Sutra. So begin with the Tattva-bodha, the first year. Conclude after 4 years with Brahma Sutra. Gita will be all through. And one Upanishad, another Upanishad, for a year one Upanishad. So 4 important Upanishads. Now you have completed the course. You get a certificate also. And with that certificate you can teach also. You can become a teacher. Don't you see the quality of accumulation in all of that? Right? Now I ask you one question. Just now I have demonstrated 2 ways of sitting. One is this way of sitting, and another is this way of sitting. And you have understood the difference between the two? Did you understand? Is it accumulation of knowledge, or is it learning? Is it learning? It is learning. It is not accumulation of knowledge. Do you follow that? So now in Vedanta, what should be our goal? That is, don't answer. Just stay with the question. If suppose a brahmachari he doesn't want to get married and enter into all that rigmarole. And so he wants to remain a brahmachari, may he or she. And so they come to Vedanta. Some of them come to Vedanta, not all. Some of them go to Krishna consciousness, where they will take a mala and do japam, and then occasionally Jai Radhe, they dance. Very nicely they dance. And they beat the thing also. They go on the road also, so that they can attract some more people into the flock or into the group. And then they have harmony, tabla. They are very, very, very enjoyable music it is. I myself love to listen to all that. Jai Radhe, Radhe Bol, something like that. And then, Hey Shyam, aao baso Vrindavan mein. Oh Shri Krishna, come here and live in Vrindavan. So he has to come and live in Vrindavan. And then I will join you, something like that. And that is also a very beautiful this Hindustani music. Very beautiful music. I love it. I want to listen to that. Aavo Shyama, aavo baso Vrindavan mein. Very nice it is. Okay. So many brahmacharis go there. They remain without marriage and all that. Male and female, they go there. And some go into karma. Some go into karma. Karma is a temple worship. Generally, karma is temple worship. Or worship similar to temple worship. And then they remain brahmacharis. They recite all the scriptures that you have to recite. Because worship goes with a lot of recitation. And they recite all that. And they take to sannyas. And then continue the worship. Daily 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Generally, worships are all done in the morning time. Therefore, these Swamis who have recited all the mantras and have come to sannyasa, you cannot meet them in the morning time. Even Prime Minister cannot meet them in the morning time, because morning time they are very busy. They are in that framework, they cannot wriggle out of it. They have to wake up means the pujas begin, and up to 12 that will be continuing. Very busy. And afterwards they eat some food and take a little rest, and public darshan only in the evening. In the morning time, any darshan is while doing puja only you have to do darshan. That is how they are dedicated to karma. Then these are dedicated to bhakti of that kind. Like that, and some of them are dedicated to ideologies. And a few are dedicated to Vedanta. Brahmacharis, eventually they become sannyasis. So for them, the study of Vedanta is always in the form of accumulation of knowledge, which is good. They have to accumulate. And so study Vedanta texts. For that you need Sanskrit language, and therefore study Sanskrit and study Vyakaranam. And it will be nice if they study some Sahitya also, but unfortunately they study Vyakaranam without Sahitya. It is like studying Wren and Martin grammar without ever studying Shakespeare or any such a book. So some such a weird thing people do. Study Wren and Martin, but never study even a paragraph by Carlyle or Shakespeare or whatever. So is it not a bit weird? So that they do in Sanskrit. In English they don't do. In English they study all of them, but in Sanskrit they study only Vyakarana, and without studying any literature text. That is a bit weird, but they do it. So all this is done by the brahmacharis who come to study Vedanta. All that is fine. So even they have to notice, make note that study of Vedanta is not aimed at accumulation of knowledge. Its aim is learning, not accumulation of knowledge. Even for brahmacharis and sannyasis who are dedicated They study, they accumulate, but they have yet to learn. But Vedanta is such a unique thing. It is the study of life. And therefore, not only brahmacharis and sannyasis, but family people and people in the third ashrama, that is the retired people, they come to study Vedanta. They come. They have to and they come. That is very, not many, a few. And for them, they are not interested in accumulation. For them, it is learning only. Therefore, accumulation versus learning, you have to see the difference between the two. And accumulation is valid only for those who totally devote themselves as brahmacharis first and then as sannyasis. For them, accumulation of knowledge is valid. They have to do it. But even they, in spite of studying Vedanta, after so many years also they remain unfulfilled if they do not supplement accumulation with learning. You got the point? And for those people who come from worldly life, married people and retired people or retiring people, etc., they don't need accumulation as much. They do need to accumulate in a little. For example, this paper is given to you, you have to protect it, keep it safe, and come back tomorrow with this paper so that you will go to the next level verse. That is accumulation only. You need some accumulation, but your focus is not on accumulation. Your focus is on learning. I have a plan when I am discussing all this. I am not using time in some meaningless things. I have a plan for it. That's why I am saying. I am conscious of what I am saying. Therefore, accumulation is valid only for certain type of people, brahmacharis and sannyasis. For grahasthas and retired people, retiring people, people of the world, when they want to study Vedanta and thereby make life easier, that I will come to that. So how it is needed for living a meaningful life, a sane life, you need it. And in this case, it is not accumulation as much as it is learning. There is a fine line between accumulation versus learning. Learning is always here, accumulation is here. They are needed, both are needed. But when it comes to Vedanta, only accumulation has no value. Swami Ramatirtha has examined this issue and he said, without learning, when there is only accumulation, that is like food eaten without digesting it. And that is called in medical terms dyspepsia. Food is eaten but not digested. Vedanta is studied but not learned. That he called it mental dyspepsia. The food dyspepsia makes you sick. Food must be digested. Suppose yesterday night you have eaten a pizza and today morning also pizza is moving in the stomach, then you need to go to a gastroenterologist. Very dangerous it is. Very painful. Similarly, you need all accumulation of Vedanta here and not learnt any of it or much of it. So that the person becomes very arrogant and he becomes very egotistic person. Therefore, the Vedanta purpose is not served at all. In fact, it has become counterproductive. It become a kind of food becoming, making us sick. Food is supposed to make us healthy, but it makes us sick. Similarly, this accumulated knowledge, instead of making us a universal soul to love all, instead of doing that, it makes us very egotistic people. That is the mental dyspepsia. So all these issues are involved. Therefore, if Shankara says Atmajnanam, somebody could interpret it as accumulation only. but he doesn't say Atmajnanam here. He may say it, nothing wrong. Then you have to understand it is not just accumulation, it is learning. You have to understand it. But he chose the word Bodha. Bodha is not accumulation. Bodha is learning. Ātmabodhaḥ. Why Bodhaḥ? Brahmavagatihi is there. And he also says Brahmavagamaha. And if you go to Dhatu Patha of the Panini, which Shankara follows, how do I know that Shankara follows Dhatu Patha? Because I studied Dhatu Patha and I can see the correction. Buddha avagamane, that is the Dhatu. Based on that Dhatu, he has chosen the word Bodhaḥ. So Ātmabodhaḥ is not as much knowledge of the self as it is learning about the self. That is what it is. Now, so you understood the difference? Now the title, Ātmabodha, learning about the self. You are not doing a course of Vedanta. You are participating in a Vedanta retreat, not a course. Therefore, the volume, how many verses we have completed is less important. How much we have learned is more important. And learning about what? Learning about yourself. You understood the difference? Then, one more point I will say before I go to the verse. Because these are very critical things. Critical, the word critical is a scientific term. You should know it. It's a critical, it is scientific term. 37.4 degrees centigrade, is that the body temperature? 37.4? No? Maybe 98.4 Fahrenheit. So 98.4, right? That is a critical temperature. And suppose if it is a little above 98.9, how will you feel? Don't you feel very uncomfortable and you feel like lying down on the bed? And you feel like taking a couple Tylenol pills, right? Because 98.4 is critical. Critical temperature it is. Even if you go and stand outside where it is 0 degrees, still your body will retain 98.4 degrees centigrade. Fahrenheit. That is a critical temperature. Very important. So the critical difference between Atmajnanam and Ātmabodhaḥ I have pointed out. There is one more critical point about this Atmajnanam, one more critical. You see, we call it self-knowledge, means learning about yourself. In that sense we are using that word, okay? Using the word is not wrong, as long as you get the intent of the speaker. So you are learning about yourself. Suppose, why to learn about myself? For moksha. Atmajñānāṃ mokṣaha. Is it so? True. It is true. But then the word moksha, it looks like, suppose you are learning some physics. I was learning some physics. Somebody asked me, you want to become Einstein? No, I don't want to become Einstein. That is not what I am aiming at. I want to learn some little physics. What is wrong in it? Physics is such an enthusing subject, such a thrilling subject it is. You can learn a little of it and feel happy and fulfilled. You need not become Einstein. Everybody who starts to study physics need not become Einstein. They learn some physics and that gives them a joy, and it can help in many other ways also. Similarly, the moment we say self-knowledge, Atmajnana, then moksha. Moksha ka baat chodo bhai. Moksha is what? It cannot be a goal. Moksha cannot be a goal for common people. Then what they will say, okay, moksha, we will see it later. We'll see it later. So, it is like Let us go and have a cup of coffee. How far it is? 10 miles. Then you can think of going and having it come back. Suppose you say 250 miles, you don't want to go there. This moksha sounds like that. It sounds like a very exalted, almost unreachable by normal people goal. It sounds like that. And therefore, what people do, either they avoid studying Vedanta, or even when they study it, they are not in a hurry to reach the goal, because they are not looking for that kind of a goal or any such thing, because the goal is too far away from us. That's why they say, after 100 births you will get moksha. Like that they say. So this puts a sense of complacency in the minds of the people. Things are not going to happen immediately. They will happen after a few births. For the present, what we have to do is just to do Shravanam and continue to do Shravanam. And so this is what is called perpetual Shravanam. You will be doing Shravanam. And the teacher will be teaching Vedanta. Perpetual teaching, perpetual Shravanam. Did you get the point? So then you start an ashram. Why did you start an ashram? You want to get moksha? No, moksha can wait. Then why all these people are studying Vedanta in that ashram? For moksha sake, yeah, moksha only, but it can wait. So this way, so we are having ashram for teaching, and you have ashram for listening, not learning, listening. So this is what is called perpetuating a profession. That doesn't serve much purpose. It may still have some useful thing, doesn't serve much purpose. Here we are not trying to perpetuate the teaching, and our goal is not something unreachable as of now kind of moksha. Unreachable as of now, hyphen, that kind of an expression. Unreachable as of now, moksha. Not that is the goal. You have to learn a little about yourself, and then a little more, then a little more, then a little more. Like studying physics, not to become Einstein. A little more, little more. First study laws of motion. Then space, time. What is space? What is time? What Einstein said? What Newton said? Like that. Little by little you increase your knowledge of, your understanding of physics. Understanding of physics means understanding of the world around you. Similarly, study of Vedanta is understanding of the self. Do you know what? Understanding of the self 100% is not there. There is no such thing, because self is infinite and it has infinite expressions. Therefore, that is not even a goal. Therefore, there is no goal. There is only journey. You got the point? There is no goal. Moksha is a goal. I have knocked it off. I have reserved it. I will come to it later. Therefore, there is no goal. There is only journey. How is that? That is Atma Bodha. You learn a little about yourself. Today morning you have learned a little about yourself sitting upright. A little about yourself you have learned. Right? Did you not learn it? You learned it. Now it will ring in your head. When you are alone, it will ring in your head. Then you feel like sitting upright at least for a little while. And then there is improvement of blood circulation and all that. You become more alert. You become healthier and healthier and healthier. So how long should we learn about ourselves? Why you want to put a time limit on it, time scale on it? Let us say, till the last breath, I would be learning about myself. How does that sound? It sounds nice, right? It sounds nice or sounds boring? Sounds nice, because there is one thing which is not boring in this universe, and that is Atma. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Upanishads said so much about Atma. Shankara said so much more about Atma. All these acharyas over the eons said so much about Atma. Still, a Swami like me can come and say something more about Atma. And after I get out, you can say something more about Atma. Its expressions are infinite. The expressions of Atma are infinite, because Atma itself is infinite. And therefore, this study of Atma, it will not end. Somebody in Vancouver starts talking about Atma, and people all over the world listen to him. Somebody in London is talking about Atma, people all listen to him. Somebody in Portugal is talking about Atma, people are listening to him. A lady in Ahmedabad, Vimala Thakur, I think, talking about Atma, and people listen to her. And now suppose somebody starts talking about Atma from Timbuktu, they will listen to him, because it is infinite, and it is ever enthusing. You are never bored by any description of Atma, because that happens to be yourself. This is the beauty. There is boredom in accumulation. There is struggle in accumulation. There is wearisome. The accumulation is wearisome. You understand? It is a wearisome. Whereas learning, there is no struggle, there is no conflict, there is no wearing out. It is ever fresh, ever happy, and ever enthusing learning. This difference, very critical difference between accumulation versus learning. Without understanding this difference, this viveka, without this viveka, any study of Vedanta will be incomplete. I will not say waste. Nothing is waste, but incomplete, unfulfilling. Therefore, we undertake a journey, and we are not having any goal. The journey will be on and on and on. And you learn a little about yourself. And then you understand a little more about you. Oh, is that myself? Is that myself? Is that myself? That is how you will be understanding about yourself. Every piece of understanding you get about yourself, it liberates you. It gives you freedom. It makes you free from a variety of ills of worldly life. So this is how the Ātmabodhaḥ has to be understood. That is the way in which it has to be understood. So this is my introduction of Ātmabodhaḥ. Then vidhīyate. The word vidhi means mandate. Thou shalt do this, that is vidhi. Thou shalt not do that, that is nishedha. Nishedha or pratishedha. But then that applies to karmakanda. The vidhi word applies to karmakanda. It doesn't apply to jnanam. In jnanam there can be no vidhi. Okay? It is something like telling, I am telling you, you follow my order, and no, this is a steel cup. How does that sound? That sounds silly. I need not command you to know that it is a steel cup. Command has no relevance. You have eyes to see, you see it and know it. I can only request you, sir, you please look at it. I can show only that much. Looking at it and understanding it, it happens. It is not the consequence of a command. Whereas karma is the consequence of a command. You command and the person will do. Jnanam is not like that. This difference you should know. So, in jnanam there is no vidhi. Only in karma there is vidhi. But in case you hear the word vidhi in the context of jnanam, it is only not mandated, is pointed out. That is the meaning. Vidhīyate is pointed out. Pointed out what? Ātmabodhaḥ. The understanding of Atma is being pointed out. The passive voice. These Mahatmas, they don't put their person into the front. They don't push the personality. They don't push. Generally, they put it in passive voice. It is being presented. Vidhīyate. It is being presented, not mandated. Ātmabodhaḥ. The understanding of oneself is being presented. By me is unnecessary. There are sentences in which the karta is not specified. The doer is not specified. That kind of a statement. So it is presented. Okay? So, will you say, I am giving food to all of you, come. Will you say like that? If you say like that, how does it sound? It doesn't sound nice, right? Sir, please come, food is ready. How is that? So therefore, you don't present the karta. Presenting the karta is not a worthy thing to do, except in elections and all that. You have to present the karta to get votes maybe. And also, this problem remains. In karma, when you go to the temple, etc., you do karma. And in that karma, you do sankalpa. And even if you don't want to do sankalpa, the priest will ask you to do it. And then in that you use the karta language. Aham, son of so and so, of this gotra, along with my wife and children, doing this worship. Like that, the language of karta is very powerful there. And that is a dilemma all the time. Because we are students of Vedanta. For others who are not students of Vedanta, it's a different matter. For them it sounds quite all right. But it's like in an election campaign speech. The candidate says, I have done that for you, I have done this, I have created that. Therefore you vote for me, I will be doing this for you. That is the language in an election speech. But you use the same language in the family life. That language you use in the family life only when you are quarreling with your spouse. Not otherwise. Not otherwise. That language, there is a name for it. In Gita, it is called ahamvadi. Ahamvadi. I did this, I did that. Ahamvadi. Aham, I. Vadi is saying. Shri Krishna says, don't do that. Anahamvadi, do it. By all means do it. Don't stop doing, do it. Dhrityutsaha samanvitaha. You have to do it with courage, with energy, with enthusiasm. You have to do it. But don't ever say, I have done it. I don't say it. Anahamvadi. Therefore, so this is people should learn that. They should stop saying, I. That's why so much class you have, 1 hour class you have had till now. Did I use the word teaching? No. But how many times I have used the word learning? Look at the expression. I did not plan it. It comes like that. It comes like that. Because a teaching word is a teacher-specific word it is. Whereas learning is a student-specific. And I am the student, you are the student, we are all students of Atma for whole life. And so it is a never-ending journey. It goes on and on till the last breath. And all are students only. That should be the spirit, right? You understand that? Then you tell me, I am the Guru, you are all Sishyas. How does it sound? And now that I have prepared you in a right way, now I will present before you a Mahatma's statement. And you tell me whether you understand it. As long as there is a Guru and there is a Sishya, there is no learning. Because the Guru gets crystallized into that personality. Crystallized. There are even better verses. Can I say encrusted? Can I say like that? The guru gets encrusted. A crust, some of these crustaceous animals, they produce a calcification. And so the guru gets calcified as guru. And there it doesn't stop. Sishyas get calcified too. They are also encrusted. They are sishyas. That helps only in gurudom. And it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the guru. The guru gets burdened by all these sishyas. And a guru becomes the victim of an illness called devotitis. And really, under the sishyas, they remain nice, wonderful, ignorant sishyas. That should not be the approach. The approach is learning. Follow Shankara. Anywhere did he said aham guruhu? He said na gurur na shishyaha. That is what he said. So, and he uses the passive voice. I love that passive voice. Ātmabodho vidhīyate. So, it is being pointed out. A few wonderful points to learn about Atma, learn Bodhaha. They are pointed out. To whom? Pointed out to whom? The karma people don't point out anything to them. You should not go to people, suppose they are performing karma, you don't go there and start teaching Vedanta. You see, somebody challenged me. You say about karma. Then I said, did I ever go to a temple or to a karma place where they have a pandal and doing karma underneath? There I went and challenged karma. Did you have a single occasion of that nature? It is not there. It is not there. I remember I was going to see a yajna, Somayaga, in Machilipatnam. One great karmi was about to do it, and I was going to see it for a day. The first day is called Vayavya Yaga. I wanted to see that. Vayavyaggashvetamālabheta bhūtikāmaha. A well-known Vedic mandate and all that. Then my father asked, hey, what is this bag and all that? Where are you going? I said, I am going to that Somayaga. Vayavya Pashu Yaga is there, I am going there. Good, very nice, go. But don't teach Bhagavad Gita to them. Why should he say that? Because they know me. All those Yaga people, they know me. And they will push a mic to me. Swamiji, not Swamiji, at that time, they know me as a Sanskrit, this and that. So please come, very welcome, please come, take seat. And so in between some gaps will be there. Please say something. And there if you start Gita, that will go against the spirit of the yajna. And he knew it. Therefore he said, don't start Gita there. I said, okay. Now he knows what I will start, what I have to start. But that message I got it to my mind. Without that message, maybe what I would have done, I don't know, but with that message I got the spirit of it. And then I went there. Exactly that is what happened. There was a 1 hour, 2 hour gap was there. And they made me sit in a chair and put a mic before me and said, you please address all of us. The Ritviks and others are also there. I addressed them about some Hiranyagarbha Sukta or whatever from Veda, you take it and address, not Gita. Karma, because it is the yaga performed for karma phala. Therefore, we do not go and create such a disturbance in the minds of the people. When they come to the Vedanta class, the situation gets reversed. The class, Vedanta class, is not meant for karma people. If they come into the Vedanta class, that is their lookout. They have to work it out. It is not my lookout. I won't stop anybody. The class is not meant for karma people. The class is not meant for chanting people. Not meant for them. Puja Swamiji said one time, When you come across Hare Krishna chanting people, you join them and chant. Don't give any lecture to them. Don't talk, no lecture, nothing. What lecture you will give? Join them and chant. I went to Mahalakshmi in Bombay. There is a Krishna consciousness temple, big temple, Mahalakshmi area. Juhu Beach. All the cinema people are there. And there that Swami was giving a lecture, and then I took food also. But before that, they are all doing Hare Krishna. I also joined in a way, small way. I may not be able to jump that much. So, don't teach. Therefore, this teaching is not meant for karma people. It is not meant for the kirtana people. So they do kirtana, Vitthala, 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 Vitthala. So you also do it. Take some prasadam and move on. They will have lots of prasadam, so take it. This is not meant for karma people and the dualistic bhakti people. It is entirely meant for Mumukṣūṇāmapekṣyo'yamātmabodho. So, people who want moksha, Mumukṣūṇāmapekṣyo'yamātmabodho. You check yourself. Are you a mumukshu? Then what you need is this. Apekṣyo'yamātmabodho. To be pursued very much, seriously to be pursued, to the mumukshus. Mumukṣūṇāmapekṣyo'yamātmabodho. So, Mumukṣūṇāmapekṣyo'yamātmabodho means mumukṣubhihi apekṣyo'yamātmabodho ityarthaha. That is, krutprachayanta prayogas are like that only. So, if you are a mumukshu, then this is meant for you. Not just meant for you. You should seek it. It is reserved for you. This is what you should seek if you are a mumukshu. Mumukshu is what? People who desire, don't take this desire as the desire to be given up and all that, okay? Who long, let me say, desire it may take you elsewhere. Who long for freedom. Mumuksha is freedom. Moktum ichha. People, those who want freedom. You see, why freedom? What is this freedom? You look at people, we are the people. You look at them. So, the people are caught. Bandha. That's why moksha is needed for whom? For the one who is bound. Right? So, he has to be set free. Means what? Presently, he is bound. So, people in bondage, people are caught in the net of time. Very unfortunate, in the net of time. You look at your lives, so we live constantly remembering the past. The past comes as waves and waves and waves and makes us very unhappy and sorrowful, and you cannot overcome it. And then we live in constant fear of the future, and then fear of death later will come. Presently fear of future will come. So they are constantly in fear about future. You see, I tell you, you must have come, I am just trying to explain what I said. You must have come across many people. They put the person in the hospital and so inpatient, and some surgery is expected. It is about to come. They prepare a person. Surgery they won't do, just go in and do surgery. They don't do like that. They have to prepare the guy. Prepare in the sense so many tests have to be done. So it takes 2-3 days. These 2-3 days, the family members will be doing all kinds of pujas. Don't you see that? So, prayers and pujas. Why? Because they are afraid that something will happen to that person. And he will tell, you do puja. So I went to see a person who is going for bypass surgery. In those days bypass. Now what bypass? Bypass is outdated, I suppose, nowadays. I don't know. So, therefore bypass surgery is a big thing. I went to see him. And he was being taken into the theatre. That was, it is coincidence that I went to see him. He was a person needed, very much known for us, important person. So I went to see him. Then he says, Swamiji, please conduct some prayers on my behalf. Go back to the ashram and do some prayers, some pujas, etc. I said, you see, all that we will see, but you chant the Lord Sri Rama's name. And you chant it with the right spirit. The spirit is, oh, make the operation successful, make me healthy. That is not the prayer. That should not be like that. You pray to Sri Rama, I surrender myself unto you. That is how you pray. Don't demand this or that. That prayer you do. No, Swamiji, you have to do some pujas for me. That I will look into it. But first you do this prayer yourself. So this is how people are. And sometimes even the students of Vedanta don't seem to be an exception to this. People live in constant fear of death, constant fear of a future. What is the investment for all insurance companies? What is the investment for insurance companies? Your fear, not their fear. Our fear is their capital. You can start an insurance company without any capital, because the capital is there in the form of fear in the people. Insurance means you have to go to Germany. Suppose you want to go to mall and something may happen in the way and your trip to mall can go wrong. So you can take an insurance about it. And your boy you are putting in degree course, the boy may fail, may not fulfill the course. You have to pay fees and all that. They give an insurance for that. In Germany, you name it, there is an insurance for it. Really. Means this way the society is very insecure, I used to say this in America, about America, but now I am a bit afraid of saying it. In India, if you go to a village, there is no doctor, but they are secure. They are not afraid of ill health and fear and all that. What will happen and they will do what they need to do, but they are not afraid. An 80-year-old man living in a village is not afraid of death, not afraid of illness. Whereas in the most advanced country, people in the middle age are afraid of illness and death, and they run after all kinds of insurances. What is insurance? Those people who are sick, already in the hospital, they are sick people. The rest of the people are waiting to become sick. That is the meaning of insurance policy. So I have Medicare. What will you do with Medicare? Means I am just waiting to become sick. As and when I become sick, Medicare will help me. These are some of the practical aspects are there. I am not denying that. But the point I am making is, we live in constant fear of the future. So now you tell me, are we not caught in the net of time? We are badly caught in the net of time. You have to look at yourself and understand this is self-knowledge. What is self-knowledge? I am caught in the net of time. That is self-knowledge. You have understood something about yourself. Now, you want to remain in the net of time, then Vedanta is not for you. You go to some karma, upasana, bhakti. They want a net of time only. They don't want to come out of net of time. They are planning to go to heaven. Karma people. And bhakti people are planning to go to Vaikuntha. When after death. That is time only, They are not trying to come out of net of time. But are you interested to become free from the net of time? So, if you want to come out of the wheel of time, you want to get down from the wheel of time, or you want to sit on it and go round and round and round. You try, some of these wheels are there. There is a wheel in Hershey. In Pennsylvania, if you go to Hershey, there is a wheel. $5. You pay it and sit on it. Suppose They will go on rotating it for whole time. You will be sitting there. You want to come out of it, you know. So now you have to decide if you want to get out of that wheel of time. So we want freedom. That is the mumukṣu. Then I will ask you, people are wounded psychologically, is it not so? They are psychologically wounded. They are in great sorrow, in pain, suffering. People become accustomed to suffering, habituated to pleasures and pain. And that's why they seek pleasure also. To escape from the pain, they seek pleasure. Hey, let us have some party today. Why would have party? Otherwise life is so much sorrowful. This party gives us some respite, some escape. That is how people are. And then there is loneliness. People are lonely. Because wife and husband, old people, they depend upon each other psychologically. And one of them will disappear after some time. Then the other person becomes lonely. Life is, people are stuck with loneliness. Because son and daughter, they don't have time to talk with you. The son will wait till Father's Day to say hello. Mother's Day, Father's Day, which are good. At least that day they say hello, which are good. Which are good. But the rest of the time, they are busy, they don't have time for the old people. And old people want them to say hello. Why they want? Because they are lonely. They are lonely people. And then despair. So some of the problems of life, they are intractable. You don't have a solution for them. You only have a problem. You only have a problem. There is no solution. Now you tell me, if only you have a problem for which there is no solution, maybe it is not a problem. Did it ever occur to you? Because if it has a problem and there is a solution, then it is a problem. Then it is a problem. But it is not there is no solution. Then is it a death? There is no solution for it. Now is it a problem? But people are despaired because of problems. I tell you, you need freedom. That is what you need. You have made a lot of money, you live in good buildings and bungalows, you drive very costly and wonderful modern cars. You wear lots of golden ornaments and wear very costly suits and boots, all that. You have everything except freedom. And what people need is freedom. It applies to Swamis also. Swamis have Sishyas, very good dresses, and cars and real estate, ashrams, buildings, 100 acres, this, that. They have everything except freedom. They need freedom. Only the karma people and bhakti people, they don't need freedom. They need something else. They need heaven or Vaikuntha, but not freedom. Okay? So leave them alone. Don't disturb them. This text is not meant for karma people and bhakti people. Bhakti means the dualistic bhakti. This is meant for people who are in despair, who want to become free. That a yearning for freedom must be there. I yearn for freedom. That must be there. Then what you need, apekṣyaha, what you need is Ātmabodhaḥ. Mumukṣūṇāmapekṣyo'yamātmabodho. That is what you need, what you should seek. Vidhīyate. It is being presented in a few verses. Om Purnamadaഃ Purnamidam